I think it's something like, do you consider yourself smarter than most people?
Oh my goodness.
This is not an interview. There is no format. This is simply a conversation about life.
Well, okay, then let me ask you something. So you answer some of these questions on OkCupid. Did you ever come across this question? Do you consider, I think it's something like, do you consider yourself smarter than most people?
Oh my goodness.
Did you see this question?
I might have seen it because I've seen some questions where it gets pretty political too, but I don't recall seeing that question, but I'm not the type of person that would say yes to that at all.
This is, this is what I said. This is what I said. And I don't think I've ever come across anyone who's answered this question no. And I find this extremely interesting.
Wait a second. You've met people that have said, yes, I think I am smarter than most people?
Yeah.
You meet a lot of those people.
No, I'm not talking about meeting them. I'm saying you can see, if you look at someone's profile, you can see what they've answered.
Yeah, who's answering yes to that question or.
Yeah. And I don't think I have encountered one person who said no.
That stuns me.
Yeah.
Well, stunned because I don't know. My view is that if you're a curious person, you can't be thinking you're smarter than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Because the curiosity is, what don't I know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, oh my God, I don't know. I would never answer yes.
Yeah, I don't know what this says about us as people. But yeah, I think you're right about like the curiosity being a huge part of it. And I think even if this was actually the case, I would say then there's something that's out of, like, I would think there would need to be some adjustments in life that need to be made if you feel like you're smarter than everyone. And I gotta see the question. I gotta see the actual question, because I don't think it's saying most people around you. It's just most people. And I think this is like a very profound, it's actually pretty profound to say that you consider yourself smarter than most people.
Yes, because I'm trying to imagine the personality that goes along with somebody who would say, yes, I do believe that. I'm smarter than most people. But you know what? It makes you want to ask your friends.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm asking.
That's it. It makes you want to ask those around you, because yes, there's some questions that you only encounter on those dating websites, and then you step back and you're like, I haven't even asked my friends that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I am surrounded by that many people in my close friends group that would think that way. They're always the type of people of, oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And where I work, it's with a bunch of research scientists. So I'm sure there's part of them that do feel this way, smarter than most. But I'm sure there's a big chunk of them that, well, there's a reason why I'm in research, because I want more answers. I want more this and that. So I would have never answered yes to that question.
Something to in my drink. I don't even know. Yeah, I just don't know under what circumstance I would even say yes to this.
How would you feel about going on a date with someone that said yes to this when you're no to that?
Well, I think it's a mindset, right? I think there is, I think you might have even just mentioned like a personality It's a personality type. I think it's more having to do where someone perceives themselves relative to other people, generally speaking, than to, you know what I mean? Like I think in a certain way, it's like an interesting thing when people are talking, generally speaking, and they're being funny or something. It's like, yeah, people are dumb. You know what I mean? But in a way, you don't really believe this. You know what I mean? It's, and especially, and people should include you. Like, we all do dumb things. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we even know what is the right or wrong thing, and we just do the wrong thing anyway.
That question makes me think of something I was told growing up a lot. Pride comes before a fall. Tooting your own horn about, oh, I'm so good at this, and then you just trip over yourself. I've got many instances in my life of doing silly stuff like that. And even just like, ooh, I made it here before you, and then I fall off my bike. That was me growing up.
Uh-huh.
And to me, that feels a bit in that way of, are you really smarter than most? Or, is there any humility here to say, no, I don't know it all?
Yeah. And I actually wonder if this is actually the design of the question, to
sort those ones out.
Yeah, it's I mean, of course, all the questions are meant to sort someone out, but it's not, it's like the thought of the person who would answer the question that way, whether they actually believed it or not. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, yeah, if you're a scientist or something, or you're an astrophysicist or something, no, not even in this case, because you may be smarter in some area of expertise, but that doesn't make you smarter in every, you know what I mean? And I think to even answer this question this way, this is one of those questions I don't think there's any other answer. And I might have even had my thing, like, how important this question is. Like, anyone who would answer, well, no, I can't say that. Like, I was going to say that I probably would avoid a person who would answer this question, but then this would mean I would be avoiding everybody, because everyone seems to answer this question the same way. They all say yes.
The curiosity for me in it is, I want to meet somebody that says yes, and I want to have that conversation. You said yes to that. Like, there's also how somebody reads a question, their interpretation as well goes with that too. So I'd be really, how did you interpret this question? Because this is how I'm seeing it, and there's no way I could say yes to that.
Right.
So I'd be really curious, those that did say, yes, I do think I'm smarter than most, how did they determine that? Did you just think, were you just thinking professionally? Were you just thinking in a certain other aspect of your life? What made you say yes to that? Mm-hmm. I'd be really curious about that, because I'm so emphatic with my, no, I don't think I'm, so yeah, it's, but then if you see that somebody says yes, do you see some of the other questions that they've answered? Does it go along the same lines of what you would imagine somebody thinking they're smarter than most would say?
Right, yeah. Okay, all right. So yeah, it's just, I think I'm going to have to ask some people about this question the next time I hang out with somebody from OkCupid or whatever.